Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am excited today because I'm talking about my favorite category of makeup, which if you are new to my channel, is foundation. I love foundation. I honestly can't get enough of it. A new one comes out, I want to try it. I want to see if it's better than the ones I already have in my collection. I have very many to choose from. I have a lot of foundation videos on my channel, but I was doing an Instagram get ready with me, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago, and someone responded in a message and said, I know that you love powder foundations. I think I was using a powder foundation. And you say they last forever. Would you mind doing a video on your longest lasting liquid foundations? And I was like, of course, because I do love a good liquid foundation. Now I will say, I still think powder foundations last longer than liquid foundations, but out of the ones I'm going to talk about today, I feel like they are very, very long lasting. I'm talking 16, 18 hours I have had these on my skin. And there's a few prerequisites that I required when choosing these foundations. And that is, I want that foundation to look the exact same 16 to 18 hours later as it did when I put it on, with little to no touch-ups required. So I have 7 foundations, and I kind of want to apologize, but then I don't want to apologize that 4 of them were in my top 5 favorite foundations. I mean, that's just how it works out, because honestly, in order for something to become a favorite, it does need to be long lasting. So I will go ahead and jump in. I kind of have put these in categories. Well, I started to put them in categories of like natural finish, luminous finish, and matte finish, but really 5 of them are natural finish and then 1 fall into the other categories. So I will start with the other categories first. The luminous finish one is still not dewy. Okay, it just has a little bit of a luminous finish. In fact, I talked about in my top 5 favorite foundation videos that when I did a review of this foundation, which is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation and Skincare, a couple of people responded saying that theirs had legit like glitter in it. I don't see that in mine. I have not, tested it under a microscope out in direct sunlight. But even when I'm out in direct sunlight, if I catch myself in a car mirror or something, I don't see it. It does leave a little bit of a luminous finish, which is why it's in this category per se. But I don't get the glitter. And I know somebody's probably going to come back and say, oh yeah, mine has it in there. I'm just telling you what I do and don't see. And it definitely would not be a favorite if I could see particles in there. But again, I don't. This claims to be water light, medium coverage with a natural radiant finish. I feel like all of those are true claims. It is very lightweight on the skin. Now they say if you wear this over a period of time, you are going to see your skin get better. I don't know if that's true because I change up my foundations daily and I have probably 6 or 7 layers of skincare underneath a foundation on any given day. So I don't know that it's going to actually penetrate that and make a difference in my skin, but it certainly doesn't make it worse, and it gives a very pretty luminous finish, and it lasts a very long time to have the finish that it does. I feel like out of all the ones that I have, this one lasts the longest out of like a radiant luminous finish. So I really, really enjoy this. I am in the shade Medium Neutral 31. If I have any separate reviews on any of these foundations, I will be sure to put a card up because I do have a full review on this. My next favorite long wear foundation falls into the matte category. I do feel like this one has a little bit of a learning curve to it. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I don't think I have a separate review on this. I know I've used it quite a bit on Instagram. This one is a very full coverage foundation. It is a very matte foundation, and you need a very small amount. I feel like if I've heard any negative reviews, it's that it can be cakey and just not flattering on the skin. And I will say that if you were to use too much of this, I could totally see that happening. You need a very small amount. Now, one of the reasons that I love this is obviously why it fell into this video is because it is very long lasting. I do like to have a matte option. I don't typically reach for matte foundations that much, but I do like to have the options in my collection. But another reason I love this is because it's one of my favorite mixing foundations, meaning that I can pretty much put anything with this foundation and it's going to make whatever I put with it last longer, or it's going to work really well with whatever I put with it. So if I wanted to mix in the Hollywood Flawless Filter for some luminosity, or my Lila B Golden Aglow Primer Oil, which I really like mixed in with this, or even just a more luminous foundation like my Kogan Do Aqua foundation or something like that. If I wanted it to either cut down the luminosity in another foundation, or if I wanted another foundation to cut down on the matte aspects of this foundation, but keep the longevity, this is what I choose. It's just really great. So much so that I did add it to my professional kit. Now I've contemplated doing a what's in my kit video, an updated one. I don't know if y'all really care about that. Be sure to let me know down in the description box, but I have probably 4 to 5 foundation options within my kit, and this is one of them. So that to me is a true testament of how much I love a product if I am going to use it on clients as well. All right, now let's jump into the natural category, which has the most amount of foundations at 5. And when I say natural, I just mean that when I put it on, it really does just look like good skin. It looks not too dewy, not too matte, but just healthy skin. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Beautycounter Skin Twin Featherweight Foundation. This is a nice medium coverage foundation. I really like this. As you can see, it's about halfway gone, which if y'all knew, I have probably 50 foundations in my collection. For something to be used this much, you know I like it. This is one that really surprised me in its longevity and its finish, because it really does just look like good skin. It's not too much coverage, but it has a good medium coverage, which I feel like light to medium is my favorite when it comes to the amount of coverage in a foundation. And this just really does last forever. It looks just the same at night before I wash my face as it did when I put it on. I am in the shade Medium 340. I meant to tell you I'm in the shade Patagonia Medium 1.2 in the NARS. Again, I feel like I have a whole review on this. I will be sure and link it if I do. If not, just know that it's really good. Like, it's one of the ones that I will reach for. All of these are kind of what you would call, for lack of a better phrase, dumb reaches. Like, if I don't even want to think about what I'm wearing that day, I need something fast, I need something that I know is going to last, I'm going to reach for one of these, and this definitely falls in that category. Another one should come as absolutely no surprise. It has made it into my top 5 foundations multiple times. This is my 3rd bottle, which again should tell you a lot. This is the Osmosis Color Performance Wear Satin Foundation. I am in the color Natural Medium, and this one is great. I may not have talked about it as much anymore, but it's not for lack of loving it. But there was a time where I felt like all I did was talk about this foundation because it is so good. It truly looks natural on the skin, but lasts all day long. And I feel like when someone like messages me and they say, I need a foundation that is going to work on all skin types, I don't want to have to think about it, I want it to last all day, this one and the next one I'm going to talk about are like the first 2 I think about, because I truly feel like they are going to work on every single skin type, which is very rare for me to say. I'm not saying you may not have to set more or prime more for certain skin types, but it still will work without a ton of manipulation. And I know this because I have used these on clients as well, and it's really good. The one bad thing about this foundation is the shade range is pretty bad. I do think they have added some colors recently, but it's still not the best shade range. But Osmosis is a skincare brand, first and foremost, that has some color products, and this is one of them. They also have a CC cream. I'm not the biggest fan of the CC cream, but this one will always hold a place in my heart. I love it. So the Osmosis Performance Wear Satin Foundation. And then the other one that I feel like, despite the name, truly is a natural finish and will work on pretty much every skin type and also holds a place in my professional kit, is the Jane Iredale Beyond Matte Liquid Foundation. This is one that I have been using quite often on clients lately. It's just beautiful. It has quite a few shades. I feel like the shade range is very good. You don't need a lot. I use about 1 pump for my entire face and it lasts all day long. I have had 2 makeup lessons in the past week and a half and I have used this on both of those clients and they loved it. It just looks good. It's no fuss. Don't have to worry about it. You can use a sponge or a brush, your fingers for that matter. It just works. It is technically like a 3-in-1 formula. It is a primer, foundation, and concealer in one. I have used it as a concealer before and it's great. I don't use a primer with this because I don't really feel like, again, that you need one. But to be fair, I don't use a ton of primer much anyway. So all of these, the reviews are based on a primerless base. So you don't need one with this at all. It works with pretty much every powder. And again, it lasts all day. Do not let the Beyond Matte scare you. I do not find it to be very matte at all. It is more of a, again, natural skin-like finish and it's just beautiful. And I am in the shade M8 in this foundation. The foundation that I have on my skin today, which again is going to probably surprise people that I put it in the natural category, but to me it is. It's natural / matte, but it's definitely not a flat matte. And this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. It's up to 24-hour color, wear and comfort, transfer resistant. I don't really have many instances where I need to worry about a foundation transferring unless it's like on my phone, but I basically don't ever have my phone up to my ear anymore. I just do speaker anyway, so I don't really have an issue with that, but I do feel like it sets down really well. Now I do have it on my skin today with the Jane Iredale Amazing Base powder on top of it, which is my very favorite combination when using this foundation. But honestly, it works with everything. It's very, very pretty. I'm in the color 260 Bisque Neutral. Now I have had some people tell me that this tends to oxidize on them. I don't have that issue, but I know some people have. So it may be something you want to sample in store, let it sit on your skin for a little bit and then determine what shade you are before you purchase. But it's a very good, very classic foundation. I have a full face of Lancome that I put up probably well over a year ago, but to this day is still one of my favorite makeup looks that I have on my channel. So I will put that in a card. I use this foundation and you can see there when I apply it what I mean when I say it's not a flat matte. But I'm telling you, this sucker lasts all day long. I know people that wear it on their wedding days and it's for good reason because it is not going to budge. And then finally, this also made it into my top 5 foundations and oh my goodness. You know, I don't know that I could say it's my absolute favorite, but I'm gonna tell you it's very high on the list of my top 5. Let's just say that. And despite the component and the formula, it truly is long lasting. And it is the Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion Skincare Foundation. I have done a video where I go over all of the Chantecaille bases, or at least the 4 that I have, 3 liquid foundations and a powder foundation. And I kind of review them for y'all. If you haven't seen that, definitely check that out because I talk more in depth about this. Chantecaille is not a cheap brand. Okay, let's just be real. I think anybody who is familiar with the brand understands that. They are a very philanthropic brand. They give back to a lot of wildlife agencies, a lot of programs that help endangered species. And for me, that is worth spending the extra money. I know that my money is going to help in some small way, and in turn, I'm getting a great product. So I don't have an issue spending it. Now, this particular foundation is very expensive. It does come with a refill, so it comes with a compact in there, and then it also comes with a refill. Now, I know people have asked me, how long does one last? It is very hard for me to say that considering I don't use a foundation until it goes away every single day. So I can't put a date on it. However, I can say that when you feel like you're running out of the foundation, I will take like some tweezers and pull the cushion out, turn it over and put it back in and use that. I have done that 4 times and I'm still going on this first compact. Like I still have the refill in my backup drawer. So that to me, I mean, it lasts a good amount of time. I like to use, it does come with like a sponge, but I like to use just my beauty sponge and I press it into the product and use it that way. But when I think of cushion foundations, I think of maybe sheer, which this is, but it's it's pretty cool how it works. You need to go see that review. But I also think maybe not as long lasting, right? It's never been two things that I have put together, cushion foundations and long lasting. However, this one is. And I don't always set this one. I feel like this is the one foundation in my collection that I don't feel the need to set because I've always been a powder girl. Like I always tend to set my foundations, but I don't feel like I need to do that with this. And it still looks so beautiful and lasts all day long. So if you like that more very lightweight, very sheer, but very perfecting, blurring type of product, this is going to be the one to go for, especially since it lasts on the skin as long as it does. And that's it. That is my roundup of my favorite, most long-lasting foundations in my collection. Hopefully this was helpful. And as always, I want everyone that's watching's input. So be sure and put down in the comment section what your longest lasting foundation is. Ask me any questions that you may have. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave and hit the notification bell because I've been getting so many messages about people who did not know that I started posting more regularly and are not seeing my videos. So be sure and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos. I will have everything listed and linked in the description box per usual. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane, and that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.